for the insightful presentations. I'm sure I can speak for every person in this room that with a long-standing histories and forward-thinking visions of Thai MOOC and JMOOC, we are confident in driving the educations of both countries towards a greater process. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to embrace the hybrid nature of our forum today, we're privileged to have a special video keynote from a distinguished leader in the field of online education. I'm pleased to introduce Professor Katsuhiko Shirai, President of the JMOOC and the former President of Waseda University. Please direct your attention to the screen as we play Professor Shirai address.
Professor Kapani, and good morning, everyone. I'm Shirai from JMOOC. It's a great pleasure that the meeting between Thai MOOC and Japan's MOOC will be held in this way with a large participation of important members from both countries. JMOOC was established more than 10 years ago, and like MOOCs in other countries, it has not only grown in size and the numbers of learners, but has also evolved in various functional and content aspects. If we look at the recent programs around the world, various issues, including violent conflicts in several areas, and difficult issues such as domestic operations, global warming, and large-scale natural disasters, we should recognize that we are now in an era where we have to think and act both locally and globally. Looking at the situation in our Asian countries, we know also the transformation brought by information technology is the largest constituent. This speed of evolution is forcing major reforms not only in individual organizations, but also in social structure itself, and requires many people of all ages to acquire the ability to adapt to new technologies. This means it is not enough that a limited number of people can study and train at traditional universities. And also there is a greater need for more people to receive a university-level education. And many are also required to constantly relearn and adapt their abilities to the change. It is hoped that the higher education required by such a social situation will be realized as soon as possible. It can be said that modern MOOCs are developing to provide a framework for realizing the new role of higher education. Departing from the early idea of MOOCs as massive open educational resources, they should be recognized as a mechanism that is intrinsically needed by modern society. That is, MOOCs aim not only to be a system of excellent vocational education, but also to provide a broad liberal arts education as the intellectual foundation of humanity as a whole. At the meeting between the Thai MOOC and the JMOOC held in Tokyo last year, we recognized again such MOOCs' roles and discussed how to revitalize exchange programs between MOOCs in each country. Especially, we agreed that the application of AI technology is important to solve language problems. These discussions led to the start of collaboration between Thai MOOCs and JMOOC, as well as KMOOC and JMOOC. Another important theme was integrated movement of micro-credentials that has begun to advance globally. With the development of online learning environment globally, it is becoming possible for learners to freely choose the content and learn without being constrained by time or space. Many online teaching materials are already being developed globally, but in order to properly meet the needs of various learners, it is necessary to ensure the quality of the learning content, as well as to clearly indicate the learning purpose, content, and completion conditions. In particular, against the backdrop of rapid advances in industrial structures and technologies due to digitalization, the need is increasing to relearn specific fields. As a result, micro-credentials are attracting attention as a system in which the learning outcomes and efforts are clearly stated. And it rapidly progresses in countries around the world. In Japan, JMOOC called for the launch of the micro-credential joint working group in August 2023, and the first edition of the framework and guidelines was released to the public in April 2024. In the Asian region as well, activities aimed at quickly establishing an international cooperation system and establishing a standard system will be one of the central themes of this conference. It is hoped that this two days workshop will allow us to exchange information on some important initiatives in Thailand and Japan. And finally, will contribute to the development of the education ecosystem in Asia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shirai Sensei. Thank you. ありがとうございました。